Okay, so we're going to start with this. So my name's Andrea Rosser. So excited today to invite on not one, but two ladies to share a little bit about their experience of working together. So give a little bit of preface here. Brenda Carlton, Michele McCay, two phenomenal leaders from across the country from each other that have no ties, two different teams. And sometimes people would think, oh, well, then that makes them what? Competitors, right? That they're, that they're trying to dig from the same pot, that they're, have some competition between them. But no, with Partner Co, we realize that we are truly better together. So I was hoping that Michele, Brenda, you could tell us a little bit about the Colorado Springs event. So if you would talk a little bit about that, kind of how you decided to come in together to work together, and then maybe some other projects, if you're willing to share, that you're collaborating on, that you're helping a lot of different people with that. So ladies, if you wouldn't mind sharing, that would be fantastic.
Well, thank you, Andrea. I'm honored to share. So first of all, the way our collaboration started is I was invited to a training call that Brenda had done early on. And I just saw her vitality, her vivaciousness, as you guys see. And I just bonded with her right then. And I contacted her right then, and we have been working together since then. And so I'll talk about Colorado Springs, and then I'll talk about what we put together working together, or she may talk about it a little bit. But we planned Colorado Springs about 3 months ago. Yeah, it's been a while. And, we look, because y'all know, as busy as we are traveling all over the world, we've got to have our schedules booked in advance, right? So I put it down so that I could commit to it. And so as it got closer and closer, so excited, because why I booked it, other than working with Brenda, is I wanted to learn from other leaders as well, that I wanted to see how they ran their Super Saturday so I could learn for future Super Saturdays in my area. So that's how that started. But Super Saturday this weekend was amazing. It was phenomenal. Tammy Melchizedek, the hostess with the mostest, and that event, and of course, everybody helped. It was such a beautiful event. And you can tell that it was orchestrated and planned well in advance. And just all the trainings were just amazing. John and Christy Oki and and Brenda were sitting at dinner together, just chatting about how we're all so glad that we came. And just for the collaboration. And like you said, Andrea, just not just lip service of working better together, but truly being better together. Because if we're not all continuing to learn, what are we doing? So it was great personal development for me. They were so gracious to offer for me to speak and to have an opportunity. I didn't expect that, but I was able to train there as well. But just learning from all of the leaders there, Tammy, Dr. Crystal, Tara Stewart, Julie, Brenda, haven't missed anybody, Brent, of course, and having Katie there. It was just so amazing. And just to collaborate with that entire group was just phenomenal. And I have to say, it was great leadership growth for me.
Well, Brenda, I want to hear from you, but I want to comment on one thing that you just said, Michele, because a lot of times people might think, oh, well, Michele, she knows everything, right? You've got a long history in this industry, and you've achieved, different titles and your bonus and all of the things, right? And so we might think, oh, she doesn't need to learn. But I love that you're like, no, put me in the room to go learn from other people. And I think that's really why you've been able to achieve so much. And I know that this is just the beginning, because you are humble enough to say, who can I learn from to take my business to the next level? So I love that. And Brenda, tell me a little bit, what's your perspective on having a roommate this week and how that's gone? Tell us all the tea about Michele, does she snore? And then, I'm just kidding. And then tell us a little bit more about the event and what you got out of it.
Thank you, Andrea. It's truly an honor. And I tell you what, and the more time I spend with her, the more I love her. Brett called us Twinkies yesterday, and I feel like that. No, I love people. And I fell in love with her the minute I saw her. She's cute as a button. She looks like a little Barbie, But I think our hearts connected. months back. And so we through just some questions, we became friends. And so as this event, leading up to this event, it was an opportune time for Michele to come and just stay here as we transition to Utah. So that's kind of how it started. But I got to tell you, Andrea, I'm a lifelong learner. Larry and I both are lifelong learners. And I feel like Mary sitting at the feet of Jesus. Every leader that I come in contact with, I want to glean from them. I carry a little notebook in my purse so that I can whip it out at any given moment and jot down notes and tips. Just like you just said, you've got to be prepared because we learn from others. And the thing about this company and having better together. I got on my shirt, Millionaire Matrix. It says better together. We are better together. And the more I learn about this company and getting to spend time with Katie, over the weekend was gold for me. It was so personal and so intimate, learning about her and more about John and Darren as she just sat and shared things. But I love this company. I am going to love this company. And I believe that we really are better together. And it doesn't matter. Brent was the first one I heard coin the term blurring the lines of sponsorship. So for me, I don't care whose team you're on. I am all about helping be a part of taking Partner Co. to a multi-billion-dollar company. And for that to happen, we cannot be about ourselves. We've got to come together and we've got to move this company forward and lay down all the distractions and all the self-imposed agendas and focus on the system of growth, which moves us toward that multi-billion-dollar company. What I see for this company is too big for words. I hope that answered your question.
Well, I love that. And so I've got two more questions, and there might be more, but two more that I can think of. And the first one would be for both of you. But if I'm brand new, okay, so I'm brand new and I'm not really connected and I don't really know, how do I find that power partner, that person that I can connect with that's going to help me take my business to the next level, and not to put it on their shoulders, but that we can partner together and create that synergy and that accountability? Like, how did you find each other? What can I do to find the same thing?
Well, I think it happens, when you're not necessarily looking. When I was on Brenda's training call that night, I could just tell that we were going to bond. And so, and of course, I've got lots of power partners within my own team that I can power, but hey, one power partner is not enough. And so I've got several on my own team. And I thought, wow, this would be an amazing opportunity for me to collaborate with somebody cross-line. So if somebody was brand new, of course, getting into the company and getting involved and being part of all the calls like this, that's probably where I first saw Brenda and probably learned about her training. So I would tell someone brand new, get plugged in, and then you're going to find somebody that you bond with. But I'm going to take it a step further, Andrea, and this is another question you're going to ask us. Another project that Brenda and I are working on, after we left Utah in January, we know that we were all being tasked to build leaders, right? We know that, and build more senior officers. So I thought, who else do I want to partner with other than my Sheila Bukowski, Kimberly Brecka, and Brenda Carlton? And so we all just started collaborating and pulling together as a foursome. Sheila and Haley were already working on another group with their team, but I wanted to bring Sheila in for her input because, of course, she's my other power partner as well. And then Kimberly, Brecka, and then Brenda. So we're working on a project, helping folks get to senior officer. And so it's called The Road to Senior Officer. And Brenda, she can talk more about it, but trained on it this weekend at the Super Saturday. So it's going to be, I feel, an amazing project that we're kind of trialing right now with our group, and we are putting people together as power partners. So when you said that, that reminded me, but we pray and hope that it's going to be something that the entire entire teams throughout the company can utilize for their own individual teams.
Yeah, and I love that. The day that Michele reached out to me and called me, I was like, oh my gosh, Michele McCay wants me to have input in this. And so I already loved her, but being able to be a part of her vision. And so this whole road to senior officer began with Michele's vision for the road to senior officer, which I think when they came out of Utah, that was what was on the forefront. And we know the company wants to take us there too. But we didn't want to wait on the company because they weren't quite ready to release this. So we jumped in there, and it has been weeks and weeks and weeks of planning and putting together this program or this plan of action. And I just got to brag on Kimberly Brecka. She's an absolute mastermind and digital marketing. She put together all the slides. So with Sheila's input and my input, Kimberly put all this together. So started out as Michele's vision. Kimberly did the slides. Sheila and I put the input. So we have this amazing plan. And so we did the overview on Saturday, but that was the fourth time that I've trained, because when Julie Park found out about what I was doing, she goes, oh, wait a minute, time out. You need to train our team on that. And so I'm going to say this. I don't care whose team you're on. You've got to find out about this. Julie threw up the QR code if you want to be a part of the training, so that we're not duplicating our efforts. And so we are all coming together, and I'm not kidding. I don't care whose team you're on. Come together, find out about this. And my goal, because Michele's only one person, she's committed to her team. I'm only one person. I'm committed to my team. So my goal is to teach this, train this with other leaders to empower them to go train their team. So that's the ultimate goal that we're looking for. And I think in all of that, we will meet PartnerCo's goal of having 100 senior officers.
Yeah, we will exceed.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to exceed that by PXP. So that's our goal. It is a beautiful plan. It is not for the wimpy or mealy mouth person. It is a plan of action, which is going to require some work. And if you want it, you got to go for it.
Well, I absolutely love that, ladies. And everybody's asking for that QR code. So maybe you can throw it in the chat if you're open to it. And, we are better together. So go throw it in there and see how many new partners you have. And it's just fun to see everybody growing and thriving, playing into their strengths. I love that there's a spot for that techie person, right? Sometimes we've got the visionaries, we've got the tech, we've got the wisdom. You put it all together and you really get a beautiful program. So great job, ladies. So excited for you and what you're creating. So thank you so much for sharing.
And
I think Sarah.
Back to what you said in the beginning. Talk to us about cross-lining. That's what it's really called. I'm telling you, there's power when you cross-line. There is such a beautiful coming together, which comes back to we're better together. So it will behoove you to find somebody cross-line, as long as you can not be about yourself. We have to work together. Everybody needs to play nice in the sandbox, y'all.
Well, I love the word behoove. And I will tell you, my favorite Zooms, like my favorite prospecting, is when it's for somebody not on my team. Yeah. Because then you can be just, obviously you want them to join and you want them to do it, but you can say to the person, look, this makes no difference to me. You could get involved. You can make $1 million. And it's never going to move the needle for me. But I still think you should do it, because this could move the needle for you. So it's fun to kind of be able to bring that, that swagger, we'll say, to the prospecting event, because it really is a game changer. Like my bet is made. I'm excited. Go make yours. Like go create something right over there. So ladies, thank you so much. Behoove is going to be my word of the day. I am going to have to go look it up a little bit and move from there. But I loved it. You ladies are phenomenal. Cannot wait to learn from you. And I think the roadmap to senior officer is so powerful. And when I heard last year, maybe, I don't know what year it is, whatever. When they told us that in 2024, so that would be last year, that if you were paid as a senior officer for that year, you made at least $160. I thought, man, 160,000. Did I say 160, 100? Guys, I'm still tired. Love me through it. We're recovering still. $160,000 a year. So I'll tell you, I was in my career before this for 17 years. It took me 10 before I hit the six-figure mark in my career that I fought, and I worked well over 40 hours a week and blah, 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 all of that. It took me 10 years to get to that. We have a roadmap that these ladies are showing people that you can get there in 3 months, 2 months, and then to keep that and to earn a solid six-figure income. That's phenomenal. I love Senior Officer. I want everybody there. Can't wait to see it, and can't wait to see your program. I haven't even seen it yet, so I'm going to plug in. So thank you, ladies.